Dear fellow women of my generation, you are not oppressed, so please, just shut the fuck up. Sincerely, the people in my generation who can think for themselves. Welcome back to another episode of Tumblr Toxicity. Before I begin, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who liked, subscribed, and left comments sharing their stories and insight on my fat acceptance video, and all of the nice and encouraging comments in general that I've gotten over the past month. I really can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully Congress votes in favor of net neutrality in a week so that my channel doesn't die, along with my hopes and dreams. Anyway, I'm the spookiest ghost, and today we'll be talking about something really scary. Third wave feminism. I think we all know how hard it is for feminists in America because they're women and the patriarchy is pushing a sexist agenda. Just kidding, it's hard for them because they get offended over the smallest things and cry themselves to sleep because Donald Trump is president. Before I begin looking at posts, I just have a question to any SJWs watching this. How exactly are you oppressed? You do realize that in America you have so much more than women do in other countries, right? We have the right to vote, get an education, get a job, get to choose whether or not we want to get married and to who we get married, get to choose whether or not we want kids, can get divorced if we want, have access to abortions, birth control, and gynecological care, and the list goes on. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, women are literally just now getting the right to drive, and even that isn't a guarantee. But yeah, keep complaining about how terrible America is because Trump is the president, even though he hasn't actually done anything to oppress women. When you're used to privileges, equality feels like prejudice. And then all the way in the bottom right corner it says, "Excuse me, you mind if I sit here? The bus is full." Ugh. As someone who lives in New York City and doesn't drive, I tend to take the bus and the train a lot. And I have never, not once in my entire life, seen someone sitting the way it's depicted in this picture. Nor have I ever seen anyone refuse to let someone sit down if there are no seats left because they're manspreading. And keep in mind that I was born and raised in New York City. I didn't just move here to go to college or something, so I've been taking public transportation for a pretty long time. The only times I've ever seen someone taking up too much room on the train is when a homeless person is sleeping and using the subway seats as a bed. I'm sure there are assholes who do take up too much room on the train, but I don't think that's someone who's privileged. I think that's just an asshole. This is male privilege. Just left the dorm to get dinner. I got 4 guys whistling at me, 10 guys honking at me from their car windows, 2 guys stopping me just to tell me I'm gorgeous. Vomit. 3 guys asking me for sex, 1 guy inappropriately touching me, 5 guys saying something about my butt, 1 guy opening a door for me and saying ladies first. And that was all in 10 minutes. Tell me again how the patriarchy doesn't exist. Guys, I am sure that this is definitely real and not at all made up. I mean, it's not like people lie on the internet. Why would anyone do such a thing? Seriously though, does she really expect people to believe she's so great that she got hit on 26 times in 10 minutes? It's so hard being as beautiful as me in a society where all men are disgusting pigs who catcall me all the time because I'm just so hot. She's probably just bitter that no one wants to date her. Probably because she's a bitch. Pro tip for men-hating feminists: go get laid, you fucking loser. The original poster of this sums it up best when he says, "That's literally incredible," as in I don't believe a fucking word of it. P.S. Only bigots are polite and hold the door open for people. If you don't want to be a bigot, the next time you see someone walking into a building behind you, make sure to let the door hit them in the face, especially if they're white, because fuck white people. Here's a friendly reminder. You cannot be sexist toward men. Sexism is based on a system of oppression. You can be discriminatory, rude, inconsiderate, and or prejudiced against men, but you cannot be sexist towards them. You cannot be racist towards white people. Racism Feminism is based on a system of oppression. You can be discriminatory, rude, inconsiderate, and or prejudiced against white people, but you cannot be racist towards them. This is not difficult. The definition of sexism is prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination typically against women on the basis of sex. You said you can be prejudiced and discriminatory against men, so that means you can be sexist towards men, because prejudice and discriminatory are literally in the fucking definition of the word. This is not difficult. By the way, the same goes for the racism part, but that's another video for another day. No matter what you pull out of your asses, there's no racism against white people, sexism against men, heterophobia, cisphobia, etc. Oppression is not sarcastic comments on the internet or someone telling you to check your privilege. It is, however, the enduring effect of centuries of systems of domination, unequal power dynamics, and marginalization that continues to inform modern social ideology and has very real consequences for people belonging to historically disadvantaged groups. Sure, systems of domination and marginalization used to be very prominent against women in America, but guess what? They're not anymore. Bitch, you are not marginalized. How are women powerless in America? Just because Hillary Clinton didn't win the election doesn't mean there aren't women who hold positions of power in the government. There definitely are, and you'll find all of them with a quick Google search. We were marginalized in the past, but the past is the past. America is not the way it was 100 years ago. America isn't even the way it was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, Bill Clinton was president, aka the guy who cheated on his wife with an intern who was more than half his age in the Oval Office and was accused of rape by 4 different women. And yet, no one is protesting him being the first man. But I digress. This sign, good summary of how partisan politics distorts how you view the world. If Hillary had won, we'd be at brunch right now. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, what exactly is stopping you from going to brunch? I mean, I get it, the protest, but what's the purpose of the Women's March? Trump has been president for at least a year and a half now, and there have been a ton of these women's marches, but I still can't really understand what the hell they're protesting. This is pretty much how every conversation about these protests goes. What are you guys protesting? We're protesting women's oppression in America. How are you being oppressed? Donald Trump and the patriarchy are pushing a sexist agenda. What exactly have they done that has been oppressive? Donald Trump made sexist remarks, and that's saying that sexist white males can be in the White House. Well, Hillary Clinton's husband was accused of rape multiple times and cheated on her, but you're okay with him being in the office if she's president, right? Oh my god, you are triggering me, you sexist, misogynistic white piece of shit. You should do the world a favor and kill yourself. Well then, it was nice talking to you. If you can't go to brunch because you're too busy fighting the non-existent patriarchy, then bitch, that sounds like a you problem. A 2015 study by the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs found products like razors and shampoo marketed to women cost an average of 48% more than those marketed to men. Another study found the pink tax costs women an extra $1,300 per year. Oh boy, the pink tax. Did you know that products with more ingredients cost more money and most women's products have more ingredients than men's? Men's shampoo is usually only meant to clean their hair. Women's shampoo does that too, but also has ingredients to prevent frizz, strengthen your hair, make your hair shine, make it stronger, help it grow, make it softer, etc., etc., etc. And guess what? In order to be able to do all those things, they need to have more ingredients. Wow, who would have thought? And as for razors, if you don't want to pay more for a pink razor, just get a regular fucking razor. I mean, it's not that hard. No one's forcing you to get a pink razor just because you're a woman. We should not be silenced against oppression, because this silence causes the oppression to continue. If we do not oppose oppression and do not try to battle and destroy it, we are also criminals. Nassim Aghdam, 1979 to 2018. White male school shooters are terrible, and we should ban all guns because of them. But female Middle Eastern shooters are perfectly fine. In fact, not only are they fine, but we should encourage them and condone their behavior. What the fuck is wrong with you? This woman almost killed a building full of people, and you're going to defend her because she's a woman? Go fuck yourself. I don't care what your skin color is, what your religion is, or what's in your pants. If you go into a building and intend to commit a mass murder, you are a disgusting human being. She tried to harm innocent people, and I will never defend her, and no one else should either. I don't care if she's a woman, she's also a criminal. Just because your shitty YouTube videos aren't getting views doesn't mean that you have the right to go into the YouTube headquarters and try to kill the fucking people that work there. I think Facebook might be conservative. Today, with no trigger warning, a male on Facebook posted #MeToo. His post was shared by a woman who I've now blocked. So, of course, we all know #MeToo is only for women. So I thought it was male privilege and oppressive of him to try and hijack it. So I reported his post to Facebook. And while they removed his post, they did not permanently suspend his account. Be careful, my feminists. At first, I couldn't understand why she wrote women like that. And I thought she was just too dumb to spell it right. But then I realized she spelled it like that because women has the word men in it. 54 people agree with this post. 54 people. On a more serious note though, men can be raped too. I feel like it's really sexist to just stereotype men as wanting sex all the time. Plus, Facebook and it seems like every other social media site are a bunch of kiss asses who remove posts because it hurts someone's feelings. Great job, Facebook. Keep pandering to dumbass SJWs who get offended over everything. They didn't suspend his account, so that means they're conservative. I mean, this has to be a troll, right? Girls, consider yourself lucky that you were born in a country like America. I'm in no way saying that sexism doesn't still exist, but here's the harsh truth. It will always exist. There will always be men that think they're superior because they have a dick, and I guarantee you that doing the shit you're doing now is not going to change that. America is not sexist just because there are some sexist people. Last time I checked, we have the privilege of having laws that protect us. Obviously, rape and assault is terrible, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it's also illegal and has legal repercussions in this country, unlike many Middle Eastern countries where women don't have that right. Women in places like Iraq and Libya actually have a reason to fight for equality, unlike you special snowflakes who are desperate for attention. Women's rights activists in Middle Eastern countries are protesting serious issues like the fact that their husbands can legally rape them and they can't say anything about it, or the fact that children are allowed and forced to marry grown-ass men while you're protesting because a guy looked at you the wrong way and you don't like that. Grow the fuck up. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and please, for the love of God, don't be this fucking stupid. I'll see you guys next time.